What's up, everybody? Wanted to talk to you today about a situation that comes up from time to time, and that is if Facebook ads just are not working the way that you would like. So we don't see this as much with Google ads. I feel like with Google ads, even the offices that are in the most competitive areas that are maybe their cost per click is a little bit higher. Even those offices still do very well. Like, we're very aggressive with the way that we do Google ads, and so we tend to get a high percentage of impressions, get a high percentage of top of the page, which is everything that you can ask for, and then the click-through rates are always really good. So we tend not to run into issues where Google ads are not performing. They may not be performing as well as, like, say, another city where there's less competition or it's cheaper clicks or whatever. But basically, even the clients that are at the lower end of the spectrum in terms of Google performance are still doing well. Facebook, on the other hand, is a wider spectrum in terms of the highs can be very high, the lows can be very low. For whatever reason, Facebook ads tend to be the thing that clients focus on the most, and I think it's probably because those are the ones that get dropped into chiro conversion, and you can see their name, phone number, in email address. I think chiropractors in general have been kind of programmed to care about Facebook ads more than anything else. But the way that I think about it personally, and the way that I think that really everybody should be thinking, is that you should have a certain amount of marketing budget that you are willing to basically to risk. So our agency fee is a part of that. Maybe if you have an in-office marketing assistant or a marketing director, that's a part of it. Any type of internal or external marketing costs that are, like, if you have like a open house, or if you go and do lunch and learns and you buy lunch, all of those things are marketing costs. Well, your online marketing ad spend is a part of that. And especially if when you sign up with us, if you haven't done marketing in the past, you can basically start out going from like 0 to 100 pretty quickly. So you want to think of it as an entire ball. I usually recommend 10% of where you would like to be growing to. So if you want to have $1 million practice, spending about $100,000 a year is very reasonable. Even if you're at $600,000, $700,000 now, if that's where you want to grow to, your marketing budget should reflect that. Now, not everybody has that marketing budget. So whatever your number is, you want to take that, kind of have it on a piece of paper, kind of itemize it out. And if your digital ad spend, meaning the money that we spend with Facebook and Google, is let's just say it's the minimum that we recommend, which is $1,500. You've got $500 for Facebook ads, $500 for Google ads, and $500 for content. Now, the content to me is super important. I know that sometimes people can get frustrated with it because it's like you're putting that money out every single month, and you don't always know if people are coming in because of the videos or what, and there's no way to for them directly to opt in that way. But it's so important, especially as we build the long-term brand. So that part, I never really recommend spending too much more than that. So that's usually enough to kind of keep your message out in front of your community on a consistent basis, but I don't recommend cutting into that. So that leaves us with the 1,000 for Google ads and for Facebook ads. Now, Facebook ads and Google ads, they just work differently. So Facebook ads, you're paying for the impressions, you're paying Facebook to put it in front of people. Google ads, you're paying for performance, you're paying for the clicks. If you're, $500 with Google ads over the course of a month is not a terribly large amount of money. And a lot of times that'll get used up depending on how many campaigns we're running for you, but that could get used up, by the middle of the month, by the 20th of the month. So if Maria's reaching out to you, and I've shot a video about this before of like, why we're recommending that you up your budget with Google, it's because people are searching. There's a I think it was from like pre-pandemic 2020, so like January, February, I looked at the number of people that were searching for chiropractor near me, which is really the only search term that you can look at when you're, because there's only so many people that type in chiropractor Springfield, Illinois, or chiropractor Chicago, Illinois, or chiropractor Atlanta, Georgia. So you can't really like conglomerate all of the chiropractor city state searches. But chiropractor near me gives you everybody searches for that in all different communities. So that search term in January, February was, whatever it was. And this time, whenever I looked, which I think was like last month, which would have been May of 2021, that those search terms had gone up. I think it was either 40 or 50%, but it was a huge amount of growth just from early 2020. And I've talked about this before, where I just think that there's a lot of people that are looking to get healthy. They're looking to do it naturally. Chiropractic is perfectly positioned for that. So I think that there's a really big influx of people that are looking for chiropractors right now. And especially because we're not spending as much time with one another, people aren't back at work, so they don't have those like little moments where they can ask like, hey, who do you see, and get a referral. So they're going to Google a whole lot more. So that being said, $500 is usually not enough to like stay dominant through the entire month for the really main searches that we want to show up for. So if we recommend that you spend more, that's why we are. So and because those people are intentional, like they're typing in chiropractor, your city, your state, chiropractor near me. Those people are looking to call somebody. So we want to be there as much as we possibly can at the top of the page and showing up when those impressions are available. Facebook, on the other hand, is, it's just it could be showing it to the same group of people a million times. And if they are not biting on that offer for whatever reason, there's a million different factors that go into that, but if they're not biting on that number or that offer for any reason, it doesn't make sense to just keep beating them over the head with it. So what I normally recommend, if things are not working the way that you would hope that they would, whether it's the lead numbers aren't great, people aren't showing up, people aren't signing up, whatever the case may be, always try to change up the offer. And I'm not telling you to drop the price on chiropractic, because I don't think that really makes that big of a difference. The people that aren't biting at $49, I don't know if they're going to bite any more at $39. But if you've got other services in the office, especially massage, spinal decompression has been doing really well in a couple of offices that we've got. If you do acupuncture, just anything other than chiropractic that some things don't, like eStim is not a good enough service to run advertising for. So if it's something that people are interested, that there's enough knowledge of what the thing is, then let's try that. Because if you're not getting enough from the chiropractic ads, let's try something. Like that's the whole point of working with us versus like a Facebook ad chop shop. This is basically a boutique agency where we really see ourselves as the marketing department or the online marketing department for your practice. Like I talk to the team all the time about like, we basically are an employee of each of your offices, and that's the way that we treat this. So it's important that you communicate with your account manager so that if it's just not working and there's something else that we can try, let's try that. That also includes conditions. Like if there's if you really want to focus in on sciatica or headaches or migraines or whatever it is, TMJ, anything that maybe there will be less volume of people that will opt in, just because when you go specific, you're going to be talking to less people. But those people, if they're dealing with that problem and they're opting in, obviously they're looking for a solution to the problem. Especially in areas where there's a lot of chiropractors running the same type of ads. This is why the content is so important, because that's really what's going to separate you from them. But when everybody's running the, 37, 21, 49, when everybody's running the new patient special for chiropractic, and if it's working, it's working. Who cares if you've got 100 people running the same type of ad? If yours is working enough for you to be satisfied with the results. But if you're not, then let's try something else. Let's go condition route. Let's go different service. Also, if we try some of that stuff out and it's still just not hitting for whatever reason, we can always move some of that those advertising dollars over into Google Ads, especially if Google Ads are doing really well. For whatever reason, every time that we've got somebody who is kind of scuffling with Facebook ads, Google Ads always seems to be doing well for them, which is always I guess nice for everybody involved. But it's almost like I feel kind of like it's almost like luck sometimes, where it's just like we don't want somebody to be doing poorly with Facebook ads and with Google Ads. So if you're doing well with Google Ads, even if you're just kind of like, if you ask me and I look at it, I'm just like, it's okay. It's not like lighting the world on fire, but it's doing pretty well. Sometimes adding more money to that allows it to do even better, because now we can win more auctions. We can be available for more impressions. So sometimes when you add money to Google, it's not exactly always like a linear result. Like I spent 10% more money, so I'm going to get 10% more results. Sometimes you kind of, I've found with Google, you spend, like sometimes you hit these like kind of tipping points where if you spend maybe 25% more in a month, you may have 30 or 40% more click-throughs or conversions. And so I talk about it a lot, but I'm just a bigger fan of Google Ads than I am of Facebook. I think it's easier to control. I think it's easier. I think the people that are doing the searches are better qualified than the ones that are opting in on Facebook. So I'm always a big believer in like really maximize the Google ad budget. If the Facebook ads are doing well, then keep doing that. But I'm never a big proponent. I'm never going to talk anybody into doing $2,000 in Facebook ads, but I could absolutely comfortably talk somebody into doing $2,000 in Google ads if the search volume is there. So that's kind of my thought process on if the Facebook ads are just not doing exactly what you'd hope they would. Try a different service if that's an option. If it's not, let's try maybe some conditions, some types of patients, whether it's kids or pregnancy or athletes. Just don't be afraid to try things out. We're always here. We've got lots of different ads that we've run in the past that we know, if they've worked or if they haven't. And if we don't have ads, we can always create them for you. So just be in contact with your account manager, and we're more than willing to obviously help. And then if we just kind of get to a point where we're kind of hitting a wall, I always think that maybe moving some of those dollars over into Google, if there's still room to grow there, is a good investment. So hopefully that helps clear some things up, and we'll talk to you.